Hello students. So in the last lecture we have discussed about the adsorption isotherapy. Okay, so adsorption, the concept of adsorption is completed over here, and now we are going to discuss one of the important things, that is catalysis. So catalysis is the phenomenon where physical and chemical adsorption will take place. Okay, and because of that adsorption, the reactants come closer to each other and they may get reaction with each other to give a product. Okay, so under this concept, what we can say, we have studied different catalysis. Okay, or different reactions in which we are using a catalyst. Okay, so for example, if you see the example of what we have discussed, that is CH2 double bond CH2 get converted into CH3 or CH3. So here we are using nickel as a catalyst. Okay, so this nickel, the reaction takes place in presence of nickel, and this nickel is working as a catalyst. So catalyst, what is catalyst? Okay, so before going for the phenomenon catalysis, first we have to know about this. What is catalyst? Okay, catalyst is any substance. Okay, what it is? Any substance. Any substance which accelerate or increase the rate of chemical reaction and itself remain unchanged chemically and quantitatively. Chemically and quantitatively. That substance is called as catalyst. So what is catalyst? Catalyst is any substance other than reactant, which accelerates the rate of chemical reaction. Okay, because of presence of that, the reaction will proceed slowly. For example, potassium chloride. Okay, this potassium chloride get converted into KCl and Trio. So whenever we keep this potassium chloride as it is, okay, it get decomposed into potassium chloride and oxygen. Okay, at room temperature, at normal condition, this reaction will take place. Okay, and this potassium chloride get decomposed, but it requires time. Okay, it requires days. It requires so many days to convert entire quantity of potassium chloride into potassium chloride and oxygen. But if we use the catalyst, if we use the catalyst, which is known as manganese oxide, MnO2. Okay, so with this MnO2, this reaction will take place very fast. Okay, so first of all, in the absence of MnO2, this reaction will convert into oxygen and potassium chloride. It requires about 6 53 to 873 Kelvin temperature. So at this temperature, the reaction in absence of catalyst will take place. But whenever we put some catalyst, whenever we add some catalyst, so this reaction will take place at 473 to 633 Kelvin. So because of presence of this, okay, because of presence of this potassium chloride get converted into oxygen and potassium chloride, okay, very fast and comparably at low temperature. Okay, so we don't require high temperature for the production of oxygen, okay, by using potassium chloride. So the presence of MnO make this reaction faster. Okay, so rate of reaction is this. The molecule get reacted fast. So any substance which accelerates the rate of reaction or which increases the rate of reaction, okay, and chemically itself remain unchanged, chemically as well as quantitatively. Okay, so quantity of catalyst is not going to change. The chemical properties of catalyst are not going to change, but that help to increase the rate of reaction. That particular substance is called as a catalyst, and this phenomenon, this process, okay, the process in which the chemical process in which we are using a substance as a catalyst, okay, is called catalysis. It is called as catalysis. Okay, so phenomenon is called as catalysis and substance is called as catalyst. Okay, so there are some examples. For example, here, what we have discussed in the P block that nitrogen and hydrogen get converted into ammonia. In the presence of iron as a catalyst. So iron is a catalyst which enhance the rate of reaction, which increase the rate of reaction. But along with this iron, we are using molybdenum. Okay, we are using molybdenum. So what is this? This is catalyst. Okay, but what about molybdenum? Molybdenum is promoter over here. Okay, what is role of molybdenum? Molybdenum is promoter. Okay, and this molybdenum. Okay, molybdenum. So what we can write about the molybdenum? What molybdenum does over here? So molybdenum increases the activity of iron. In this particular reaction, molybdenum increases the activity of iron, due to which the reaction goes with the faster rate. Okay, or reaction takes place with the faster rate. So promoter is a substance. It is a substance which enhance or which increase the activity of catalyst. That is called as a promoter. So promoter is a substance. Okay, promoter is any substance which increase the activity of catalyst. Okay, so catalyst is a substance which increases the rate of reaction, and promoter is any substance which can increase the activity of catalyst. So promoter helps catalyst to increase the chemical reaction. Another one concept we discuss over here, that is poison. Okay. Poison. तो व्हाट इज पॉइजन? जो रेगुलरली खाने के बाद मरने के लिए खाते हैं वो पॉइजन है। ओके, उसके बाद ये क्या है? पॉइजन। पॉइजन इन केस ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शन। सो पॉइजन इज any substance which poison is any substance which decrease the activity of catalyst. So we will calculate the catalyst. Okay, and because of that connectivity, the activity of catalyst decreases, and that particular material which decreases the activity of catalyst, okay, is called as a poison. So we can use both in the reaction. So catalyst is generally used. Along with that catalyst we use promoter also. In some cases we use poison also. Okay, where we have to stop the reaction at particular stage. Okay, that time we use this poison. Okay, so then what happens? The activity of catalyst decreases and the reaction goes with slower rate. Okay, so this is regarding the catalyst. So catalysts are of generally two types. One is homogeneous, another one is heterogeneous. So we are not going to discuss that homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, but keep in mind that what is meant by homogeneous and what is meant by heterogeneous. Homogeneous when reactant and catalyst both are in the same thing. So reactant are gases and catalyst also gas, or reactants are solid, catalyst also solid. Reactants are liquid and catalyst is also liquid. Whenever such situation is there, okay, that type of catalyst is called as homogeneous catalyst. The catalyst is called as homogeneous catalyst. While your reactants are gas and we are using the solid as a catalyst. Okay, or reactant is gas and we are using liquid material as a catalyst. At that time, this type of situation, this type of reaction is called as heterogeneous catalysis, and the catalyst is called as a heterogeneous catalyst. Okay, so we are not going to discuss the thing, but remember that there are two types of catalysts depending upon the physical condition of catalyst and the physical condition of reactant. We classify catalyst and catalysis into two categories. Okay, so now what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss this selective catalyst. So remember one thing that, okay, whenever we are discussing this catalyst, okay, there are two things. One, activity of catalyst, and another one is selectivity. So what is activity? Activity means the number of sites, okay, the number of sites where the catalyst is going to provide, okay, that particular sites the catalyst is going to provide to bind with the reactant, okay, and the reaction will take place. That is called as activity. Okay, so if there are more than number of active sites, then activity is high, like that. What is selectivity? Okay, so particular catalyst is used for particular reaction, that is selectivity. So if the catalyst has both these things, activity also, very high activity and proper selectivity, then that catalyst is good for particular reaction. So we are using nickel as a catalyst in the hydrogenation reaction, but the same nickel we are not using for dehydrogenation. Okay, dehydrogenation, that is selectivity. That is what? Selectivity. Or we are using only so we have discussed two of the reaction in the PVC first year. CO plus H2. Okay, CO plus H2 gives alkane and water. Okay, and another reaction CO plus H2 gives aldehyde. Gives an aldehyde. So we have discussed these two reactions. Okay, so in the first case, this is the hydrogenation reaction, no problem. This is hydrogenation reaction, and here we are using nickel as a catalyst. Nickel as a catalyst. But if we change this nickel to copper, we will get aldehyde. Instead of alkane, we are getting aldehyde. Now nickel is used for hydrogenation. This is also hydrogenation reaction, no doubt. Okay. Here, if you are using nickel as a catalyst, your product is alkane selectivity. Okay. And the same reactant, if we react in presence of copper, we are getting aldehyde. So copper is not going to give alkane, and nickel is not going to give aldehyde. This is what? This is the selectivity of catalyst. Nickel always gives alkane. Okay. While copper gives aldehydes. So this is called a selectivity. What it is? Selectivity. Now we are going to discuss the shape selective catalyst. What is shape selective catalyst? Okay. So catalytic reaction. Okay. Catalyst and catalysis. The catalytic reactions which depends upon the pore size or pore shape of a catalyst pore shape of catalyst and size of reactant and product. Okay. Such reactions are called as a shape selective catalysis, and the catalysts are called as shape selective catalyst. Okay, so what is this? Okay, if you observe, okay, now this is what silicon oxide. Okay, silicon oxide. So if one of the silicon atom from this crystal structure is replaced by aluminum, then what happens? Okay, the structure of the compound is called as aluminum silicates. And now what is the shape of or three-dimensional structure of this aluminum silicate? The aluminum silicate has a structure of honeycomb. Okay, its shape and its structure is honeycomb-like. Okay, honeycomb, jasper. Okay, shape. So if has a honeycomb-like structure. So the three-dimensional structure, micro pores are there. Okay, micro pores are there, and it has the structure of like this. Now, if we are using this aluminosilicate as a catalyst, the reactants which are going to fit inside this pore, okay, inside this cavity, they only goes and attach with this aluminosilicate, and those reactants which are larger in size, okay, which are larger in size, which are not going to fit in that cavity, particular cavity, okay, those are not going to react, or they are not going to bind with this aluminosilicate, okay, and that's why only the reactant which having proper size, okay, they go and attach, okay, they go and bind with this catalyst. Okay, so catalysis reaction depends upon two things. One, the size of reaction, and the shape and size of pore of catalyst. Okay, and that's why what we are saying, shape selective catalyst. So proper shape of reaction has a proper shape, it get bound with the catalyst, and the reaction will take place. So one of the well-known shape selective catalysts, that is what we are discussing, aluminosilicate, okay, which is called as ZSM5, and this ZSM5 is used in the petroleum industry. For the conversion of alcohol to gasoline. So alcohols are directly converted into gasoline by using ZSM5 as a catalyst. So this ZSM5 is nothing but what? The aluminosilicate, which is also known as, this is the name, or which is also called as zeolite. इसका और एक नाम क्या है, zeolite करके बोलते हैं. तो zeolite और ZSM5 which is used in the petroleum industry for the conversion of alcohol to gasoline. Okay, so only those alcohols which are going to fit into the cavity of ZSM5, okay, get converted into gasoline, and those which are smaller in size or those which are bigger in size, they do not enter into the cavity of ZSM, and they do not convert it into gasoline. So this is called as a what? Shape selective catalyst. Okay, so we have studied different catalysts, okay, which are used in the industry. So this is one petroleum industry. So what is the catalyst? It is called as zeolite. And which zeolite we are using? We are using ZSM5. So apart from that, in the key element, we have discussed that in the contact process, the conversion of sulfuric acid, okay, sorry, in the formation of sulfuric acid, in the manufacture of sulfuric acid, we are using vanadium pentoxide as a catalyst. In the preparation of ammonia by the Haber process, we are using iron as a catalyst. In the manufacture of nitric acid by the Mossbauer process, we are using platinized asbestos. Okay, that is platinum is used as a catalyst. So these are some chemical processes in which, or in chemical industries, in which catalyst is used in the large quantity. So this is about the catalysis and catalyst. So what is catalyst? Catalyst is the airy substance. which enhance, which increase the rate of chemical reaction. Then it does not affect it chemically and quantitatively after the completion of chemical reaction. Okay, that particular substance is called as a catalyst. Apart from catalyst, to increase the rate of reaction, to increase the productivity of reaction, we are using another one material along with this catalyst, that is called as a promoter. Okay, so promoter has a role to activate the active site of catalyst or to increase the activity of catalyst. So promoter is any substance which increases the activity of catalyst, that is called as a promoter. So in particular chemical reaction, okay, wherever the reaction we have to stop to any particular stage, that time we are using the substance which is called as a poison, and that poison is nothing but it acts as a poison for catalyst. Okay, so the material which decreases the activity of catalyst, okay, that is called as a poison in the chemical reaction. So, and then we have discussed about the two categories of catalysis: classification on the basis of physical state of catalyst and reactant. If the reactant and catalyst are present in the same phase, then it is called as homogeneous. If they are in the different phase, then we call it as a heterogeneous catalyst. What is the activity? Activity is nothing but the number of sites available for the bonding purpose. If the number of sites available for bonding purpose are very high, then we call it as a very active catalyst. Okay, and selectivity. So if we are using a particular catalyst for particular reaction, particular process only, then we call it as a selective catalyst or the selectivity of catalyst. Then we have discussed about the shape selective catalyst or shape selective catalysis. The shape selective catalysis are the materials which having micro pore structure. So those substances which having micro pores act as a catalyst. They act as a catalyst, and the shape selective catalyst is depend upon the size of pore. The size of pore in the crystal structure of a catalyst and the size of reactant. Okay, size and shape of reactant. So the particular pore size make available its cavity for the reactant which has particular size and shape. Okay, so if the reactant is bigger than the cavity or the reactant is very small than the cavity, then this bonding between the reactant and catalyst will not take place, and the activity of catalyst does not affect the rate of chemical reaction. So if a particular size and shape reactant enters in that cavity, then only that catalyst acts as a catalyst, okay, and then increase the rate of reaction. So one of the catalysts, self-selective, well-known self-selective catalyst is zeolite. Okay, and in that zeolite, what is zeolite? Zeolite is nothing but aluminum silicate. Okay, zeolite is nothing but aluminum silicate, where one of the silicon atom from the crystal structure is replaced by aluminum, and that particular aluminum silicate or zeolite has a honeycomb-like structure, and in that honeycomb-like structure, what we are getting the hexagonal cavities. Okay, and this zeolite is used in the petroleum industry. Okay, for the purpose of conversion of alcohol to gasoline. So well-known zeolite which is used in the petroleum industry is ZSM-5. Though this is regarding catalysis, we will discuss the next PowerPoint, PoLights, in the next lecture. Thank you.